give you true love.
So many of y'all. Let us settle. I only have a few minutes of your time. If we can, though, one time, I had heartburn earlier, and I took a nap, and I feel really good. And can we, just on the count of 3, I want you guys to cheer as if your niece, nephew just won a spelling bee in a language you didn't know they knew. Okay? On 3. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me say this evening, there will be no love poetry this evening. I'm sorry. I'm far too bitter from previous endeavors for such a showing of poetry this evening. However, I will give you a quick snippet in a haiku form. Does everyone know what a haiku is? For those of you who are lying, a haiku is a Japanese form of poetry. It is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. It's usually about nature, babbling brooks, and such. We brought it to America, put pepperoni on it, gave it a reality show. It's all messed up right now. This is, as my very good friend Pages would say, a Draku. And here we go. Montgomery County bus stop. Like my love life, empty after midnight. It's okay, it's hard. Quickly, I don't have a lot of time, so let's get to this thing. I grew up a chubby kid. Anybody here grow up a chubby kid? Yeah! Yeah, I grew up a chubby kid. Clearly, I'm still trying to work some of the kinks out, but we're gonna make it work. This is a poem about being a chubby kid. I hope that you love it, and here it goes. I love you guys. That's like the Brooklyn kiss, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, here we go. My whole life, I'm what my mother would describe as somebody who is big boned. But after much of my life searching for a fat skeleton, I realized she's probably making that up. In reality, I was a fat kid. Now, high school was like a jungle, and I was like a walrus. With the cool kids, you know, the ones with the clear skin and the ball bearings in their hips, where they were lions, and I wanted to be like them. Their paws, swagger-striped Air Force Ones, manes that resemble baseball caps like the Giants and the White Sox and the Yankees. And then there was me, the kid that during soccer games always played the fabulous position of goalie. I decided that if I were to be a lion, I would first need a mane. I would first need a fitted hat. So I started saving up my lunch money, a huge accomplishment for any fat boy. Had enough for a hat. So I went to the mall, stepped into the store, already looking to earn my main hats of the Giants and the White Sox and the Yankees. My head was too big to fit any of those hats. But the cashier gave me hope. She went into the back and pulled out a brand new Detroit Tigers hat. Now the Tigers had lost 96 games that year. A proper metaphor for my high school life. The next day, I was just a chubby kid with the wrong hat. But what I did is that the tiger is the heaviest of the jungle cats. It is the only member of the big cat family that has no audible roar. It growls at a frequency so low that humans can't hear it. Well, that was the problem. These humans just couldn't hear me. I was prowling around the wrong shrubbery, whispering, "The cat's too small for my strength." Now this is what us chubby boys must do. Not puff out our chest, not make alarms out of our throats. We must whisper into the tall grass, gentle but jarring. I mean, who was I kidding? I was no lion, no walrus, but a tiger, scarce and unassuming. The symbol for personal strength, the symbol for invincibility, and the mascot for the best damn cereal in the game. makes no sound, but its low rumble has always been known to shock and stir its praise to all of my chubby kids. Do not stay hidden in that brush too long, because you know what, they may not hear you, but they sure in hell are gonna feel you. You too. I don't usually do this, read from my phone and such. I do it sometimes. But last year, I want to make it special for y'all. It's like, oh, I make like this special lasagna, but I make it like 14 times a year. So I'm like, oh, it's so special. But like, I really make it a lot anyway. I was in backstage last year, and I started writing a poem, and it was sort of the experience that I had. It's very short. And I would like to read it for you, if that's okay. It's called The Man with the Brim. It's a very poety poem. There's not a lot of oohs and ahs in it, just accept it. Here we go. I am surrounded by dancers, each an extra in their own movie. They exit the stage, drenched in sweat, hugging, reminiscing, laughing at mistakes only they knew occurred. They stare at me, the man with his own dressing room, the one who performs with no company, whose sound check is brief. They believe I am a shaman. The way I make costumes out of words, stitch my own curtain. They watch me as the stagehand brings out my stool. I can only see my reflection in the darkness. There is stillness. Every eye waits for me, like I am an eclipse. I breathe deeply. I will sow a moon for you tonight. So I have one last poem. Before I recently went to watch this movie, Age of Ultron, Adventures of Ultron. This is a very small spoiler. If you really don't want to hear it, please close your ears. But during, so y'all are like, okay, I'm really gonna close my ears. There was some dialogue, I believe, between Captain America and Ultron. And Captain America says, we want peace. We just want peace. And Ultron says, I think you're confusing peace with quiet. And I realized that when I watch the media and I watch the things that are going on in this world, people like quiet, but they don't really care about peace. And I'm much more interested in that. And I just want to remind everybody here, in the best way that I can, do not be quiet, do not be still. You cannot be that. That has no segue. I just wanted to say that. This next poem I'm going to do, and I want to get it off my chest. I posted it on my Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Vine, I'm on Vine now. You can. It's Amin, A-M-I-N, Drew, D-R-E-W, Law, L-A-W, Amin Drew Law. It's probably in a pamphlet or something, but holla at me at the end of the show if you care about that. So on the flyer it says Drew Law. That is like my name that I made up when I was a rapper, and I was like, oh, I'm about to make this name up, and it was Drew Law. And I've sort of changed that. I'm trying to as the years go forward. And here is a poem, my last poem of the evening. Thank you so much. Here's a poem. Yeah. My name is Amin, but everyone calls me Drew. See, Amin, it means honest. Nobody calls me Amin. I'm often asked why I don't go by my given name. My answer is always clumsy and underwhelming, a sort of snowball made of desert sand. In 2008, 2 years after my father passed away, I went to visit his family in Jordan. I saw some of them, like Hiba and Dalia and Naida and Naila, for the very first time. And they were very interested in this new moniker of Drew I was going by. Who is Drew? Where is he from? He's not getting any of my tabbouleh. Yeah, my laugh after that is always a little too awkward. One morning, I went to the grocery store with my grandfather, a proud man who shares my first name but wears his like the Kuwaiti war medals he keeps on the top shelf next to his Quran. Before we entered the store, he slipped the Palestinian flag into my back pocket, and as we picked over figs in the produce section, a man approached me, saw the flag in my pocket, and asked if I was Palestinian. Amriki, shway shway Arabia. There goes that awkward laugh again. When I got home, my grandfather pulled me to the side, looked at me in a way that only military men can, and said, "You, Amin, are the son of my son, the bearer of my first name. You are Palestinian, so welcome to Palestine. Sometimes we bury our children here, but the light at the end of the tunnel is usually a checkpoint where we have no statues, no land to bury them on. I will not lie to you. Some of our people would rather avenge their fathers than raise their sons. We are clumped and uneven like the soil we wish to have back. There are others that still say they have stolen your holy land, but I mean, it is called holy land. If God is inside all of us and we walk with our souls, then truly all the ground we touch is holy. Story. All of my medals have been turned to dust. This is for my grandfather who died earlier this year and will never hear this poem. For my great-grandmother who would speak to me for hours knowing I did not understand a lick of Arabic. And all of my cousins who only know me by my grandfather's name. This is my coming out party. Hi, my name is Amin Andrew Amjad Dalal. Named after both of my grandfathers, holding up my family tree like an iron hammock. I know now that your language is mine, your pain is mine, and your fight is mine. So to the man in the grocery store, I am Palestinian, and my name is Amin. It means honest. You can call me Amin.